This is Brand Insider. We take you inside brands, thought leaders, and innovators to discover strategies, insight, and perspective that help drive success in today's market. He is the former CMO of Kodak turned global business consultant and best-selling author Jeffrey Hayzlett. His new book, Running the Gauntlet, spurs on marketers and business leaders to act as change agents.
A lot of people think social media is something you do just for fun. It's like keeping track of where people are going to eat or they're hanging out in the mall. And I couldn't be more wrong about that in your life. I mean, this is the biggest use of OPM I've ever seen as a marketer. And when I talk about OPM, I'm talking about other people's money. This is free. This is easy. In fact, I even heard a marketer tell me the other day they're switching all their budget from the regular advertising over to social media. I'm going, how? How can you do this? Because by and large, it's about a way of doing things, and social media has been around for a long time. But the key is to make sure that you have some kind of strategy. I call it the 4 E's. The first, you need to engage with your customers. Get engaged with them and know what's going on and the way in which you want to participate. And you find out things and they start to educate you, the second E. And by educating you, they tell you some cool things like you should add this product or do this, or I want to buy this. And so by educating, and they educate you and you educate them, then they start getting excited, the third E. And by getting excited, they start to evangelize, the fourth E, and that's really become brand ambassadors for you. And that's really what you want out of that strategy. So there really is a good ROI on this in terms of people ask about that all the time. In fact, I'm sure your finance people will come to you and say, hey, what's my ROI on this? And I tell you, well, typically that's return on investment. Here in this case, for social media, it's about return on ignoring. And so ask yourself, what's your return on ignoring? Social media is here to stay. It's going to be around for a long time. So get active and get involved. Get engaged, educate, excite, and evangelize. One of the new concepts I talk about in my book, and we've seen it for years, is friend sourcing, and we're seeing this in social media today. And you need to be able to tap into this, because the way it used to work, women used to get together, go shopping, and then they would go try something on, step out and say, hey, how do I look in this? What's the way in, do I look good? Does it make my butt look nice? Or whatever it might be along those lines. But yet they would ask people, and they were friend sourcing, they were crowd sourcing, but more importantly is friend sourcing. Today we see them use it for social media. They go into this dressing room, put on the dress, take a picture of themselves, and then email it out or post it out to their friends. That's a form of friend sourcing. When I first got my iPad, I went out to all my friends and said, what's your best applications that you see on the iPad? And they all sent them to me. I put them into different categories and I friend sourced the best apps that I wanted to use rather than looking through a million apps. That's friend sourcing. So think about how you utilize social media to get more friend sourcing for your products and services. So driving change is very important in a business, but understand it's difficult. It's like running the gauntlet. Hint, that's why I have this name, Running the Gauntlet. It's like having two opposing lines of people line up parallel to one another. And what happens in the corporation, or what happened hundreds of years ago when they dragged you into this village to do this, they would strip you down naked and put this line up and this line, and they would give them knives and stones and sticks, and they would beat you as you ran through it. And that's the way it is in corporate America today. That's the way it is in any business and trying to drive change. All these people who line up against you and say that they have permission to stop you, that they think that they can stop you, so they hit you as you go. Your job is to survive, to get through that gauntlet, because at the end is change, and your job is to win. So to all those naysayers, those opportunists, those obstructions that are out there, note, we will beat you.
Well, that wraps up this edition of Brand Insider. Thanks for watching, and be sure to let us hear from you. Brand Insider, are you in?